Welcome everybody to Uneducation Station. Today, I'm here with Zach, as I am
with your bucket hat.
with my bucket hat. You know, Zach, today I just wanted to wear a bucket hat for the sole reason I just want to keep you on your toes, Zach.
I see.
I just want you every now and then to just be like, you know, what is he gonna wear today? I don't know, you know. And I mean, it might. You think I'm just gonna wear a hat? Like I always wear a hat because I just be wearing hats now, and I'm just gonna wear like my Toa hat or I'm gonna wear my stir fry hat, you know. And I don't want to you, Zach, and to the people. I don't want to be predictable. I want to keep you on your toes. What is he gonna do today? Is he gonna wear? Oh, who would have thought I would have worn a bucket hat? Literally nobody.
Literally not even
nobody even knew I owned a bucket hat.
I didn't even know you owned a
That's
bucket
what
hat.
I'm saying. And I bet I sure as hell knew you didn't. I sure as hell know you didn't know that I own a bucket hat with a Laos flag on it. 100% you didn't know about that. 100%. You don't know nothing about this, Zach. You don't want this right now. You don't want this smoke that I've acquired of which to deposit onto other people within my surroundings. Am I even recording? I am. What?
Nothing.
That's right. I'm inevitable. You don't have any. You have nothing. That's all you have. That's all you have against me. In the grand scheme of things, I'm what they call
Thanos.
no. Wait, he did say that. No, I am capable. But I can't wear my headphones. All right, I'm over it. Zach, what are we talking about today?
That's a really good question. I have no idea.
Yeah, because I didn't give us any time to think about it because I just hit record. Because, like I said, Zach, I want to keep you on your toes. I don't want you to ever think, I'm gonna come in today for the uned shoot and look, this is Zach right now. I'm gonna come in today for an uned shoot. And we're gonna turn on the lights and we're gonna record in exactly 30 minutes. But before we do that, we're gonna talk about stuff before we begin, so we know what we're talking about. And I say no, we're gonna start recording now. This is a lot of energy I have for someone who went to bed at 7, 8 in the morning.
Yeah, I can't recreate that energy.
You are going to recreate that energy. Why don't you take another swig? There we go. That monster can is filled with G Fuel, by the way. So, anyways, one thing I don't know. See, here's the thing, Zach. I mentioned this before, and I think this episode will go after the previous shoot because finally we don't have to do this weird order thing anymore.
Yeah.
That had to do with the merch and stuff. But now I don't, or the other, assuming what I think is supposed to be last episode, we talked about Bo Burnham, right? Bo Burnham Inside, and we just talked about the production. And I've been thinking, like, do I really want to have a back-to-back episode of that? I mean, as much as we want to, I don't know how well that would fare, you know, just logistically. So I don't think we do that. But I'm sure at some point it'll come up in conversation anyways, because now I'm aware of it. So we might just talk about it again. So, unfortunately, we had a Bo Burnham episode of The Inside, except we probably did what all the other content creators didn't do, and was talk about the depressing themes of which it portrayed. Instead, we talked about the camera and the light work.
Well, I mean, that is kind of a unique perspective that you and I kind of have when we watch a lot of different things together. And I was talking to it's really funny because my parents were watching a movie and I went downstairs and I was talking to them, and there was just this one shot in particular in this movie where they had like a light coming from up above them and it made like a white silhouette around the shape of their face, and it was super cool. It was super aesthetic.
Yeah.
And
that.
I was sitting there just nerding out about that, and my parents were like, "You're ruining the movie." And I was like, "Well, actually, those kinds of shots can really
Make the movie better.
make the movie better and portray the the story in a way that is almost subconscious, you know, because like when you see a light surrounding somebody, you think of like, you know, this person being like a beacon of light and hope and like all of that kind of stuff. And that was kind of like one of those powerful moments right before the climax of the movie. And so, you know, in that regard, it does help with the story a lot.
Here's the thing, Zach. It does. Those things have, and we're not making this a part 2. Don't worry, we'll change something else. But just to proceed to get it out of our chest. And because this is like a part 5 now of my editing rants, that type of thing is what I'm talking about, where you say it, if you know about it, it does help, you know, because, you know, that's a cool concept and I see what they did there. But when you don't see what they did there, that means they did a really good job, because they masked the fact of, or they masked the ability to portray a certain theme, role, mood, or atmosphere without going out of their way to say it. So, and that's good, you know. That's kind of like in music, right? Not everybody needs to know music theory to listen to music, right? But when they do some sort of fancy thing that music theory nerds might freak out about, and the average person is like, "That was cool," you know, that's enough, you know, because you don't know why it was cool and you don't even think about it, but not influenced, it penetrates you in a way of
Phrasing.
which they feel that a different type of emotion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's when I kind of wonder, because, you know, you and I both have a very analytical way to ingest media. And I mean, look at any of the episodes that we've made about shows and movies and anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we kind of look at it with a little bit of the nitty gritty, you know.
Yes.
Like we sit and talk about how it was animated, how it was shot, the music, like all of that kind of stuff. I wonder what it would be like to watch a show or watch a movie with somebody who doesn't have that really analytical side to them. Just because, like, I've spent my entire anime journey,
Sure.
you being my anime Sherpa, and like watching.
Is your girlfriend not like that?
No, she really isn't. She really, really is into the story of the show. And so whenever I sit and talk to her about it, it's a lot about a lot about like the storytelling and like, you know, all of the stuff that they want you to be talking about, essentially, if that makes sense.
Right.
And so it's kind of like when I sit and talk to you about, you know, like No Game, No Life or Bunny Girl Senpai, it's like we kind of cover those things, but at the same time, it's not necessarily like the main focus of what we're talking about, because you and I are both, as much as we hate to put it this way, we're both creators in one fashion or another.
I'm a content creator, Zach.
I mean, technically now,
I'm a director.
We are making content. Look, I made you some content.
I think, Zach, what I was getting more at and what I was kind of asking was more like, but your girlfriend, I think more people are into the story in that way, I'd say. Obviously not as much as the general public, but that's fine. What I was wondering was, she's not like nearly as analytical as far as like camera shots and stuff goes, though. That's what I was talking about. And as far as like, I mean, she enjoys the music, but does she like talk about like how, I don't know. I guess the best way to say it would be like how we talk about music in shows. Probably not, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not a lot of people are like that. So, I mean, we've gone to movies with friends and stuff before, and you know, maybe watch. Okay, I don't know. I don't really watch TV shows with my friends, but you know, we go to watch movies with friends and stuff, and it's basically like that.
Yeah, it's basically like, I don't know how to explain it, because I've accidentally wired my brain in such a way to where those things kind of stick out in my mind, and it doesn't necessarily distract from the story that they're trying to tell by any means, but it just kind of it makes me kind of hyper aware of those certain things. And you know, it's very bizarre to be in that situation with somebody. Like when Brittany and I watched the No Game No Life movie, before the movie even started, I was like, by the way, I just want you to know, I sat and talked to Arthur about this for many hours because this movie is really, really good and she had never seen it before. And then after the movie, I was like, now can you see why we were able to sit down and talk about it for, 2.5 hours? And that was right after we got done with the movie, and then we made the episode about it. And with the context of me being a photographer, you being an editor, you doing video, lots and lots of video projects and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's for everything, Zach.
Yeah.
If you're into cars, of which I'm not. So now we're in that other boat, right?
Yeah.
Where we see a cool looking car and he goes, and we're like, wow, look at that car, pretty cool.
Yeah.
With that same exact voice. No, because we're like, whoa, that was well, it might be two things. We're like, whoa, that's cool. Well, hi, chill out, bro. Relax, homie. But and let's say homies has a souped up car. He has a Itasha. Do you know what Itasha is, Zach? It's one of those anime rap cars. They're pretty great. You see one go, we're like, whoa, look at that fucking thing go. Okay, but that's a different example. But now let's say like it's a cool car, like I don't know. What's a cool car, Zach? Some import type shit, right? It goes, and we're like, whoa, look at that thing. And then some other guy, homie, car buddy, dude, bro, man, or woman, goes, oh, that car sounded super cool because this and that and this and that and this and that.
Yeah.
That and this. The pipes and the straights and the stuff,
Yeah. You can tell that we know nothing about cars.
I don't know anything about cars, and I'm not going to pretend like I do because I don't have anyone to prove that to. Cars. But that is how that would go.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, it makes sense, but that's okay because I don't need to know a lot about those type of things to know that car is pretty souped up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
good for them.
It's like you don't need a bachelor's degree in music to recognize a good banger. And I think that
listens to Mozart. Oh yeah, that was a banger.
Dude, classical music, like, I don't know what it is.
Classical music is great.
It's great, and I don't know. I think it might just be the power of strings. Like strings.
Perhaps, yeah.
Like violins, cellos, like all of that.
That's why I love J-pop, because they use strings. And they use all sorts of shit. And wind instruments and everything. Everything to the disposal.
Yeah.
I was showing you, oh gosh, I forget her name already. Ryoko Ryokai, no, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Shinkai Shoko, I don't know. Anyways, that's right. I really did. But the song where Ladybug, where it went into like this tango. Like, what the fuck? Why not? I love that. It's so great. And stuff like that where I don't know how to. I like, for example, I mean, it's the same thing. VTuber music. I say that because VTubers sing it, but that's just J-pop anyways itself, right?
Yeah.
At that point. And they'll do things like hard rock and swing and stuff. And oh my gosh, I need to show you one where they just do like this kind of like a boom tuck, boom tuck, boom tuck, boom tuck. Oh my gosh, I need to show you. I don't even know, like a like a really hard kind of, what do you even call it? Like a 50s, 60s swing type of shit.
Yeah.
Shit thing. Like they just have a lot of fun with it. And I think that's why, I don't know. Did we really talk? I guess we talked about J music a little bit during the Christian Child episode. But if we do or do not go out for lunch, and if I am driving, the music we're about to listen to.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun when they try and just use different things like that. And for classical music, excuse me, I do love it when they use winds, and I love orchestrated the whole orchestra type of stuff, like the Genshin Impact stuff. I know you don't follow Genshin Impact or anything like that, but bro, you should listen to their OST.
Dude,
it's really pretty. It's very pretty.
There is nothing more epic in any movie than when it's just like an entire 200-300 piece orchestra just like whoa, it's so powerful. And the impact the impact of the impact of that sound is just so fascinating, because you can sit and try to recreate just the sheer, I don't know if force is the right word, but the presence of a full string wind ensemble, like a choir, just it's just so insane to listen to. And especially when, you got a good pair of headphones on, or even if you're watching it live, oh my gosh, it's so insane watching it live. But it just blows you away. You're like, oh, wow, that was a lot. And that's why I love the music in anime so much. And I love just the way that they're able to turn an entire movie, like the Demon Slayer movie. It was basically one giant instrumental. Like the entire movie was backed by music, and that was super sick. It's just like, wow.
Yeah, a lot of Western content don't really do that. Not cartoon for a certain, like maybe for a scene, but if you were to watch like a cartoon here in the West, usually like there's probably a lot of moments where it's just dull. There's no music at all.
Yeah,
it's just dialogue, right? And that's not bad, but that's just kind of how it works over here. So when we talk about over there in the East, in the motherland of Nihon, it's, I mean, you haven't seen much, but when you even just watch like the slow paced slice of life that your boy is into, there's just always like an OST playing, and it can kind of be like a dorky OST, and it just sounds like a nonsense, or it makes you like you're listening to it and you're like, I'm losing IQ per every measure that goes through. Bars too. Oh my gosh, I'm so good at this. Like there's always something, or even like a piano, a soft, like a piano ballad or something in the back or something. Maybe not a ballad, but some sort of OST is like always playing, and it sets the mood really well. I don't. Another thing they do really well is sound design. Things like, and this you will. Well, I mean, you probably already have gotten it. With like when we watch Kimi no Na wa, and there's like in the night times the crickets and stuff, and you get an atmospheric type thing, and it's never just silence. It's never just the voice actors be voice acting. There's always something. It's always, even like in a classroom, it would be the chatter in the background, or the hallway. I don't know, just something, right?
Dude, it's so crazy because when you talk about attention to detail, there is nothing like seeing a scene in a classroom and you being able to hear pencils on paper. Like that is the most bizarre thing in the world, because it's like when you're in that situation, like when you're in a classroom, you hear it.
You hear that, yeah. But people be scratching and shit on their pens and shit. Yeah.
But it's just like subconsciously you kind of just tune it out, and then when you hear it in a show, it's like, oh, that's so cool. And that really is a testament to the attention to detail that they put into these shows. And I love that every single show that we've watched so far, and I feel like Parasite is in this boat too. It almost feels like every show that we watch is kind of like a passion project. Like they just put so much effort into making it look and sound as good as it possibly can. And like, that's anything from the music to the animation to the character design, and going through the Demon Slayer manga, which I haven't gotten very far on, but I have started reading it. The character design was very representative of the manga, and I think that that's super cool.
Now that doesn't happen all the time. There's many times where the character design does not necessarily reflect the manga at all. It changes. But the reason why is because a lot of times in manga, the art style can only really be for the manga. If it's animated, it would not really work. And one example, and most people won't even get it because it's relatively new, and it's of a series that not a lot of people have seen or read or watched and seen. It's the same thing. Kimi-sen, which is a manga that I read. I don't think it's update. Well, it might be updating, but the translators kind of dropped it. But it's basically like this kind of Romeo and Juliet type thing. It's classic. Love that. It's a great read. And they adapted it into a show. And the animation style or the art that they use for the anime, it had to be changed. It had to be modernized, if you will, to be animated. Because the way, I wonder if I could find an example. Let me see if I can. But the way Kimi-sen was in the manga is just not. It can't be. Yeah, like it. That's a all right one. Oh, I wonder if I can find a panel. I mean, kinda. Maybe.
Yeah, but I see what you mean, though.
It doesn't. It could be, but it can't really be. I think that's light novel. Yeah, like this is if it'll. Oh yes, love that.
Look at those
love that,
JPEGs.
Look at that JPEG artifacting. It's just not really. It can be, but for animating it. So now let's look at the anime. There we go. Now it's a lot different.
It's very modern. Like,
like yeah, it's just like it's not a bad thing because it just needs to happen. But sometimes, like especially for me, or as there was one character. I wonder if I can find him while scrolling down. I don't think I can. Where there's one character in the manga. He had like super fucking cool hair. He had like Goku hair and type shit, like Super Saiyan hair. And then they removed it in the anime. I was like, no, what? He's such a badass. I love him so much, but it's gone now. Yeah, it's gone now. But that's what I'm saying, right? It's not a bad thing. But when they do their best to replicate, when they do their best to replicate it again, it was fucking crazy. To replicate the manga or the original work, that's really cool. But sometimes it's a little too difficult because the way people draw is very different from what's optimal to animate.
Right.
I suppose. So it's not a bad thing necessarily. And like I've said before, in many cases, the author of the manga, the mangaka, or maybe the author of the light novel is there to supervise and, say, yeah, this is great or whatever. No, this is not great. In some cases, again, I'm not in the field. I don't know much about the field, and I have not really read up on the field, so I don't necessarily know. But, sometimes I do know that stuff can be rejected, and that's the unfortunate part. But we as the viewers don't get to see that. So it's always to remember to keep note, and before you start criticizing things like the animation style, the art style, the directing, and how it's portrayed, and then you force that anger onto the author or the mangaka or the original work. I'm talking to you, Attack on Titan fans. Relax, okay?
Fucking got him.
Sometimes money makes the world go around, Zach. Sometimes budget gets slimmer.
Yeah.
You don't have a budget. You have to think about things you have to do.
Yeah.
And that's just what happens. And there's a lot of shows where Attack on Titan, where they had to change studios, or I can't. They did change the studio to a good studio, but it did change the way the art and the animation was, and it made it quote unquote worse, as they say. So what did they do? They gave they did what the Westerns do best, and throw death threats on social media, you know, and all that type of stuff, because we're the Great West and we're all about freedom and independence and telling people to kill themselves.
Love to see that. Yeah, and I would say the most infuriating thing is that people don't realize that no two people will ever be able to draw the exact same thing the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when it comes to animating, like animating in general is so hard. And if they've changed studios like Attack on Titan and like many other shows, and you know they're tasked with the daunting task of trying to replicate what somebody else did, it's not going to be exactly the same.
No, it's not.
And you know, that's kind of just the way the world works. But yeah, it's like, dude, don't be a dick to people who are making a show that you really like. Like, I understand that it looks different, and I understand that you may think that it's worse because it looks different. But go fuck yourself. Like, don't.
Now, for certain cases, like the unfortunate Seven Deadly Sins fans, I'm so sorry. I understand why you're mad, because I wonder if I could. Okay, let's. Here we go. Back to Google we go. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Seven Deadly Sins season. Let's say 1. Oh, what? Oh, what? SDS. Jesus, my brain. Let's see. Season 1. Let's look at season 1. There you go. Look at that. Oh, yeah, this is great. Looks cool. Look at that. Oh, that was great. All right. Now let's look at what was it? Season 3, I think. Bad animation. Let's see. And then hold on. I'm trying to find. Oh, there. Look at my homie. What happened to him?
Why they gotta do you dirty like that, man?
You know,
that looks so derpy. Hold up, go back. That is the most amazing freeze frame I've ever seen in my entire life. That's
to this
great.
point, I understand now these guys, because this is one of the kind of the mainstream shows along those lines, and you know, there's a lot of episodes, a lot of seasons. So when things like this happen, I can understand why a passionate fan base can get really upset. I understand that. So this case is a little different. I mean, I would still not throw. I don't think they did, because I don't follow this one, but I'm sure they did, because you know the Great West is amazing, freedom and shit. Pretty sure they didn't do things like throw death threats and stuff towards the people responsible, but you know, I'm probably wrong, and we probably did, because our nation is so great, Zach.
So great,
so great,
Yep.
So lovable and so supportive, so understanding of things such as, you know, money
and change.
But here's another example, okay? So there's a show, there's High School DxD. and it's a great show. If you never watched it, feel free to give it a watch. It's unironically really good. Just have your door closed, and wear headphones. And what they did was, I don't know if it's the last season. I know it's the latest season. I don't know if it like finished the light novel or not. But I guess it would be from season 1 to 3, they had this studio and this art style, and then season 4 they changed it. Reason I don't necessarily know, but way back when it was airing, I heard what happened was the studio made their own ending in season 3, and homies were not okay with, or not. Well, by homies I mean like the author or whatever was like, bro, what the fuck? So they changed studios. They got rid of this old studio, and then they did a fix. And in the beginning of season 4, at an episode 0, where they had the original ending to season 3, they did that first to kind of, okay, this is what actually happened, and now we're going to proceed. And the animation style changed completely, and it was like, whoa. And at that point, I was like, I'm not really down with this. You know, so I'm sorry. The boobs is not going to help, Zach. I'm really sorry. It helped a little bit, but it was not enough for me to stay. So unfortunately, I just kind of dropped it, you know. And Well, actually, the funny thing is, I didn't necessarily drop it because of the animation style immediately. I was like, okay, it's whatever. It's what happens, you know? I'm reasonable. It's all good. I just didn't like some of the story plot lines in the beginning, at least. But I do know it's a good series because I watched 3 seasons of it, right? But boobs help, but not enough. So I was like, all right, I'm going to drop this. I don't think I'm going to finish it again. And you laugh, but it is a really good story for the overall overarching thing. It's great. Like I mentioned, you know, it's just a good show, and it has boobs. You know,
Yeah. Boobs.
Wolf of Wall Street is a good movie, and it just has boobs
And drugs.
and drugs. But I'm talking about the boobs.
And boobs.
It's just a good, you know, it's a good watch. And then there's just, you know, and then there's that. It's added flavor, you know. It's like a little spice to the top, you know. Yeah, that's all it is. So yeah, give High School DxD a watch. But anyway, anyways, here's example number. What are we at now? 5, 4, 6,
3. I don't.
2, 1. Boom, ta, boom, ta, boom, ta, spa-da-s. Okay, so
I just now realized that you were going full iCarly mode.
this figure, Zach, is from an anime called To Love Ru, which is my top 2 of all time. And it's the same idea. It's edgy and there's boobs and stuff. But it's great. And I also read the manga, and the manga is so good. And the mangaka, the artist who did the manga, the manga, there's actually 2. There was a writer and an artist. So I guess technically not the mangaka, but the artist who did the manga for this beloved series is my favorite artist of all time. Love that guy. And recently, sidetrack, but Yabuki Kentaro, he never had any social media up until like a couple months ago. So and he never had any art board like Pixiv or any art board at all. He just had nowhere to post his art. And so he's my favorite artist. I'd never get to see anything. I'm like, man. And then suddenly he made a Twitter. And I was like, let's go. And then finally he's tweeting and doing art and stuff. I'm like, let's go. It made me happy. So that's a random side note. But let's see. I don't really want to look it up on Google because it scares me. Because I feel like it's gonna be rough. So I'm not gonna. Maybe.
Well, okay.
Let's
just leave it on this screen.
I'll leave it on the screen, and then we'll make we'll make sure there's nothing bad. I also cannot see a quarter of the screen, so you have to help me here, Zach. Because we have another monitor blocking my view. Let's see. To Love Ru Season 1. Here's a good example of drastic changes in art style. Well, yeah, kinda. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good one. By the way, y'all should all watch To Love Ru because it's great. It's like really great. It's classic, and it's it's your ecchi, it's your fan service anime, but it's a fun watch. But it's also really old, like 2010 or something. I think older actually. So it's like, it's there. It's
Scrolling is dangerous, Arthur.
Scrolling is very dangerous. I'm gonna scroll in. Okay. Okay. So there's that. Okay, now let's see season 2. We're gonna go back to my camera just in case. Where they go to Motto to Love Ru, and now a lot has changed. This is darkness. Ooh. Let me do a Motto. Let's see. Dangerous. Oh God. Don't worry, guys. It's all good. If you want to see it, if you want to know what we're looking at, you should watch the show. Anyways, here you go. Another example of it getting. She's just holding panties, but that's safe. It's okay. Of it getting more modernized, I guess, because this is like I said, it's aired in like 2000, like late 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So art style changes. And as it changes, I don't know if it necessarily changed studios. It might, frankly, when we move over to the next seasons, you're probably gonna think, yeah, they totally changed studios because of how much it got refined. But it's a little different now, but it's a little bit more modern. It's nice. This looks like, no, this is Moto. Okay, now then, where are we getting? Zach is like, where are we getting? What are we doing here? Darkness, my favorite. Let's see. Still very similar to season 1, or to Moto now, which was season 2.
What the fuck is that?
It's a great figure. Oh gosh, it's not really anime, I guess. Darkness anime. okay, some more shading and stuff. Sure, you know. Everybody loves a good shading.
Dude, you're scrolling and it's making me nervous.
I'm gonna keep scrolling, Zach. Oh fuck. That's okay. There's fog, right? Is there fog there?
Yeah, there's fog there.
Safe. But you know, there's that. Now let's go to season 2 now. I'm going right into it. I don't give a fuck. I guess you can't really tell because okay. When you watch the anime, I think you can notice it even more. But I mean, this compared to season 1, you know,
Yeah.
a lot has changed, and that's more like for modernization. And for that reason, you know, it's really good. And I really like the way they changed the animation. Although some people might be partial to the first season, you know, and that's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm the same way for a lot of things. Oh, you know what? I have an even better example, Zach. Oh my gosh, this is great. We're really testing
You're making me nervous.
No, this isn't etchy. Although the artwork is pretty bit. But where'd it go? Season 1 versus season 2. All right, here we go. Look at this. Like, the changes is extremely different. Let me see. Like, from season 1 to this would be season 2, Zoku. Right? Yeah, Zoku season 2. Season 1 to season 2. Season 1 to... Am I blocking it? I'm not. Season 2. And I think they just completely changed studios, but not only that, but the quality changed like absurdly too.
Oh, yeah.
And when you watch it, bro, season 2, the animation for it is like really good for some reason. Like it's really good. But I'm just, again, pitching Oregairu because you also watch Oregairu as well because I'm reading it and it's great. And Oregairu is probably one of my top animes. Anyways, what am I getting at, Zach? I'm getting at the fact that sometimes animation changes and sometimes, where's my hand? Right here. Sometimes it could be for the better, sometimes it could be for the worse, but that's, what's the word? Subjective. No, objective?
Subjective.
Subjective,
Yeah.
that one. You know, it's to each in their own, and that's fine. But if this was animation, if this is season 1 and you're watching Oregairu season 1, and then you saw season 2 trailers and you said you saw this, you're like, what the fuck, man? This is how I imagine they sound like. What the hell, man? I wanted my season 1 animation. What is this? You know,
Bro, that was so trippy. Okay.
Oh shit. Are you okay?
So when you were like gesturing, your wall looked like it was the edge of the panel. And so like it looked like
look
you
at
were
one
like
right there. Yeah, this wall right here. Whoa! I get to head back Yui. Let's go, Pog. But you know, I understand. You know, you can be partial to the one animation style, and when it changes, you're like, man, come on, you know.
it's like
But that's not enough to start telling people to kill themselves on Twitter, Zach. You know, like,
bro, Twitter is a very interesting place because
it is.
It can
interesting.
either be like the most hype place on the entire planet, or it can just be like a cesspool of just death and
It's Facebook, but not as lame, and it's Instagram, but not as trendy. It's a happy medium, and everybody has it, and everybody uses it, other than you. But most people use it.
other than me.
Most people use it, and most people who have other social medias will use Twitter.
Wait, do you even link my Twitter?
Yeah,
Oh,
I should at least, unless I don't. But if I don't, I have your Instagram, your TikTok, and I think your YouTube now.
yeah, because I posted on YouTube a handful of times, which reminds me, I want to put another video up
You
before
should.
I go to work on Wednesday.
Do you have another video planned? What are you gonna do?
Of course I don't, but
Ah.
I'll figure something out. I don't know.
Another cover?
I might honestly. I think I might actually put some effort into
Let's do it, man.
into a cover because
I've been saying I want to do more music stuff as well. And one of my favorite things ever is to do like my piano tweets. And it's been so long since I've done it. And I love doing it, but I just never have the time to sit down and refine. Well, I say refine, but I'm just improvising. But sometimes, you know, the improvisation gets kind of yikes, and I kind of redo it every now and then. Sorry, my improv, Zach. Sometimes they're not first take. I'm sorry, Zach.
what?
Defeats the purpose of improvisation, eh? No. My improvisation is more like I don't have sheet music. I'm just kind of going off of what I know. And then if I get a good take that, tweet it, and that's how those went. But recently I've wanted to do it more because I mean, I have this mixer now, and I set up this thing where I have a mic now. I'm not going to sing because I don't sing, but as I mentioned, I'd always love to have, I've always wanted to use this music room for making content, like have people come on if they want to do music or something, to sing and stuff, and I'll play piano or whatever the hell that may be,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. So I would like to do that soon. Maybe just start doing more piano covers because recently there's been a lot of anime openings and VTuber songs that I want to do piano covers of. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll fuck around and do it. But man, shit, man, fuck, man, shit,
Man, fuck.
fuck.
Man, shit.
But it's something I want to do. Oh, did you see the new Switch? OLED is out now. The OLED Switch.
The what?
Did you not know about it?
No.
Of course. So, just kidding.
Fucking rude.
There's a new refreshed Switch. It's basically the same thing, but a better screen. It's OLED now, and there's slower bezels. Better design, like a better kickstand and stuff. It's basically just a better Switch, and it's basically just going to replace the old Switch. Although it's $50 more, but $50 more for a $300 console, and it's better OLED screen, so it's whatever, give or take. Makes sense. Sure. Already sold out. Fuck me. But I was going to I mentioned, I think maybe even in the show, but I know I've mentioned it before, where I would buy a Switch if they remade Diamond and Pearl Pokemon. And they're doing that now. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy a Switch. And then what happens, Zach? We can't buy Switches. Because everyone bought them. But
Fuck.
I was like, okay, fine. All good. Switch has been out for a while. They're going to do a refreshed model. They're going to do a refreshed version, and I'll just wait for that. It happened. Let's go. It's sold out.
They're gone.
They're gone. But I know Nintendo actually does a pretty good job at having their, what's the word? Supply pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll come back, I know, because the Switch was able to, while the Xbox, PlayStation, and computer parts were not able to. Or GPU specifically were not able to. But Nintendo brought the Switch back at some point, so. And they still do. I'm pretty sure I could still go on Amazon or Newegg and buy a Switch right now if I wanted to for $3.99 or so. So that's good. That's good. Good job, Nintendo.
Good team.
Yeah, I want to Switch, man. There's literally no other console I care. I don't care about the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series S or X. I just want to Switch. I really do. It's a Switch. It's a console I've always wanted. It's like, it's the PSP that I've always wanted, one that isn't just bound to PSP specific games, Nintendo DS specific games. It's just Switch games. You can play console games on the go,
Yeah.
That's, excuse me, I'm having cum in my throat right now, but it's the thing that I've always wanted, right? So I just really wanted to get a Switch. Everybody wants a Switch, but this was the first console that I really cared about, because at first the reason why I wanted to get a Switch was because 2K was on the Switch. And I was like, that's so cool, because I play 2K and I played on my PS3, but it'd be cool to play the 2K, NBA 2K, I think 17, 18, I can't remember. The one that was shit. I could play it on my console. I could dock it and, Joy-Con or whatever the fuck. And then if I'm like commuting, as I do, or at school or something, in college, doing university things, in between classes, I might pull out my Switch and play some 2K right now.
Yeah, it's definitely very appealing. And I mean, I'm at the point right now where I could buy a Switch right now if I wanted to.
No, they're sold out, Zach. They get fucked. But anyways, but I know what you mean.
The OLED ones are, but not like
the original one. Yeah.
The original ones. But like, I'm at the point now where I can literally just buy one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to be good about my money, Arthur.
You are. You need a. Well, I mean, you relatively just got your job. Relatively, it's been like a month or two months.
2 months.
Yeah, it's in the grand scheme of things, you just started working, so you still have a lot of headroom to start saving up before you start going for it, I think. So that's fine. But when you do, it'll be great, because you'll be comfortable with making a purchase like that. I mean, I'm still like I haven't just gone and bought a Switch right now, because I am as well. I say this, and I recently just bought AirPod Pros. But here's the thing, Zach. And now, you're cringing right now. Oh, he's done it. Arthur is now a sheep. Even though I only own 3 Apple products, he's a sheep.
Arthur, you have 2 iPads.
Well, because the other one I'm saving for you, Zach, because you said you're going to buy it.
I know. I'm joking.
It's technically yours, unless you don't want to anymore, and then I'll just sell it. But, the reason why is because that idea. I have 2 iPads, but I don't use them all, of course. I only use the one that I'd use. But switching headphones, because before I had Anker Soundcore Air 2s, I think, which I will say right off the bat sound better than these. I have thoroughly enjoyed those much more.
Roasted.
Not even. It's just the simple fact of how these are created and how those are created. I mean, those are even bigger, so they just have bigger drivers and stuff like that, bigger places to house electronics, so it's just better in general. It's a little thicker. But the reason why I got it is, yes, I am, for the most part, I am Apple ecosystem. For the most part. So being able to switch from my iPhone and my iPad is nice whenever needed. And it's actually pretty good. Second, although I still love those a lot, and I have those over there, there's all these little things of using one earbud and not, because that one relies on Bluetooth. This one does Bluetooth as well, but because it connects with the chip, it's really smart. If I only want to use the right one, I just do that. If I want to just use the left one, I do that. If I want to use both, I do that. With the any Bluetooth, what is it? Fully wireless headphones, without the wire and stuff. Any type of things like that. Even like Galaxy Buds, I'm pretty sure. Like anything that isn't the Apple ones. If you want to use one, like the right earbud one day, you have to connect it to that, right? But if you want to use the left one only, you have to connect it to the left one as its own unit, like as its own Bluetooth device, which is really awkward sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I've ran into troubles where you might think, okay, well, that's fine, Arthur, you dumbass, fucking pussy. Sorry, that's what I imagine people call me. If you just take your right headphone out and it automatically connects to the right one, then you just take your left one out by itself and it'll automatically connect to the left one. In theory, that's how that works, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't, because of course it doesn't. And that does work, but sometimes it gets kind of finicky and it gets confused. So, that was annoying. It's little things, right? But when you spend a lot of money on headphones, you start to care about the little things,
Right.
So that stuff matters to you. And now, Zach, I think I've said this too. When at least around when the Airpod Pros launched for $250, I said, I'm not going to spend $250 on a pair of headphones. I'm sorry. I'm not going to. That's absurd. And I still think that's absurd. Especially for this, because the ones I have over there, the Anker Soundcores for $100, sometimes even less, $70, $80, sound way better. And you can EQ it and stuff like that, Mm-hmm. It's great, and I love them. But it doesn't sound, but, okay, well, yeah, the AirPod Pros doesn't sound like it. What am I getting? Okay, I love those headphones, right? But I said, the only reason why they're so cheap, those Anker ones, is because they don't have ANC, active noise cancellation.
Right.
Of which I don't care about. I don't care about noise cancellation at all. I literally don't. It's nice, sure, but I could care less. So I was like, okay, the reason why they're so expensive is because they have that, they have that transparency mode, that ANC, so they're really expensive. That makes sense, sure. So if AirPods dropped a version where it didn't have ANC, active noise cancellation, it didn't have all that stuff, it was just a good pair of headphones. Because I don't like the normal AirPods, because I don't like I prefer a rubber seal, because these have a rubber seal.
Can I add something really quick?
Sure. So, wait, let me finish my point, because I'm almost done.
Yep.
What they did the thing, Zach, they chopped the price, and from $250 to I bought this for $179.
Oh.
Now at $179 for the price of these and for what you get, and now I get ANC as well. So now, because then I started to think, okay, why don't I just wait for the next AirPods? Because AirPods 3 are going to have a similar design to this, and they're going to be in-ear, so they're going to have a rubber seal. Okay, I'll just wait for those. But at that point, well, how much the AirPods, like they cost like $150, $170. So I could spend $170 on the next generation of AirPods, or I spend $170 on AirPod Pros. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, if I was just going to buy the AirPod 3s or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, anyways, I'll just get this. Because finally, this is a good proposition. because its competitors, for the AirPod Pros, rightfully so, were like Sony's and stuff, like the $300, $250, the $200 plus $300 range. Now it just left that market. Now it's in the 100, 150 to 175 range. And now that's a good proposition. And I recommend people get it. I just got it from Amazon. And if you're buying from Amazon, buying Apple products from Amazon, do your due diligence. Even though it says it's from Amazon and stuff like that, sometimes things can get sketchy. Just be careful. You can look up on Google literally how to verify your AirPod Pros, and I did that just to make sure these are legit, fantastic. But as I mentioned, when Apple has expensive stuff, they do. It's just what happens.
I will say I am kind of surprised that you didn't throw them.
Apple has expensive things, right? And that's just kind of the nature of what Apple is. But they're premium products. So premium products come with the premium price tag. I'm not sitting, Zach, first of all, I'm not sitting here. I know you really wanted to have a point, and I said I was going to finish soon, and now I'm going to keep going. I'm really apologize. But it's been a while since we talked about Apple, so this is kind of fun.
So the point that I was going to make
go ahead,
is the difference between the AirPods and the AirPod Pros is that the AirPod...
They came out.
Oh, no. The AirPods have a similar in-ear style to the Apple Dirty Buds, and they were just kind of like true wireless, like, oh yay, hanky dory, that's fan-freaking-tastic, cool beans. Whereas,
I do like them though. I do like them.
Yeah, I mean,
they fit a lot better than those, Zach, because I own 2 of those, the stock Apple earbuds, the Earpods as they call it. They're shit. AirPods, I don't know why, but they fit much better. I don't know why. I don't know how they messed that up. I don't know why, if they changed the shell or something. And then, all right, cool. We made AirPods fit in the ear. All right, Tim, Apple, should we do the same thing to the EarPods? No, don't do it. Keep them shit. But no. Shh. Back to your cell. Is how I imagine it goes in Apple.
We keep things shit around here if we're giving them away for free. Actually, no, they don't even give you headphones.
They don't anymore.
And they don't even give you a power brick anymore. Wow, thanks, Apple.
They don't. That's for a good reason, though.
I mean,
well, the reason was good if they didn't include a USB-C to a lightning cable.
Yeah, that was just kind of like...
If they did a USB-A to lightning, then that would be good because, yeah, everybody just has a USB-A power brick lying around these days, right? But nobody has a USB-C power brick.
and if you do, then it's probably better than what Apple would have given you. Because, like, I don't know, man. It's just like...
Well, that's not the point. You know the reason why they dropped the power brick?
No.
The reason why is for e-waste.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm. So now drop the I hate Apple attitude. Drop it. Okay. It was for a reason.
Well, okay.
But it didn't work because the reason was, okay, everybody has a power brick with a USB-A. Let's go.
Yeah.
I feel like just pulling out of my pocket. Yeah, I have one right here, But yeah, this is the cable that it comes. This is the cable that my AirPod came with. And it's a USB-C to lightning. Nobody has a USB. I mean, I do because I owned an Android and I just have things lying around, Zach, as you know.
Yeah.
I have things lying around. But nobody else has just a USB-C power brick lying around because USB-C isn't that widely adapted yet.
Yeah.
So if this was a USB-A, then that would have been perfect. All right, cool. We don't have to manufacture as much USB-A power bricks to throw away at the end of the day when they break. That's fantastic, Good for the environment. Let's go. No, but we're gonna ship with a USB-C. So so now you have to buy a power brick.
Yeah,
that is USB-C. So that doesn't work.
I mean, the one thing that I will commend Apple about is the fact that they are trying to be more eco-friendly when it comes to their packaging.
Oh yeah, their packaging is great.
All of that kind of stuff.
It's all paper now and stuff.
I definitely commend them for that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to sit here and shit on Apple because they're trying to, have a positive impact on the environment. I'm not going to sit here and do that. Mm-hmm. But what I will say is the way that they kind of went about trying to do that just what I don't know how to word it other than it was in a very stereotypically Apple way.
Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think this might be a good thing. Hear me out, Zach. Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
Here we go. Apple sheep here. You boy. I love Apple with my Apple Watch and my AirPod Pro Max. AirPod Maxes for $500. My Apple car that I've invested into.
The engine came separately.
Yeah. This is actually a good idea. Let me explain why. They changed it to USB-C, and we're like, what the fuck, Apple? This is literally counterintuitive. Not only are you still making a proprietary connector, of which produces e-waste now, because now you have to produce, proprietary just means e-waste. That's how that works. But you've made it you've included a USB-C to for the reason that most people, or for the reason that most people should have USB-C, but they don't because they have USB-A, because that's literally the power brick that they were shipping out, USB-A.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just thought about this now, Zach, because I've been criticizing them this for a while, but now that I think about it, this helps with the push to USB-C.
I was just about to mention that too.
USB-C, all the things, which I am totally down for. So that changes my perspective a little bit, because USB. It sounds pretty hypocritical that Apple was doing that, because they're still holding on to the Lightning connector, even to the Apple 13, which was supposed to be. I'm pretty sure the 12 was rumored to have USB-C. So that's out of the window. And frankly, I'm pretty sure they're going to make it all wireless, no ports, before they make it USB-C. But if anybody had to make a change in the market,
it was going to be Apple.
It's going to be Apple. It's not going to be Samsung. I'm sorry. Samsung is, I think in like just shares, is bigger than Apple in general, but they don't have that impact. Apple has that impact, and the notch, headphone jack, they'll do that. Home button.
Yeah, and one thing that
or rather lack thereof, home button.
Yeah. One thing, and then I list off a bunch of different things.
Well, that's what I do.
So
Zach.
something I will say that I've always had an appreciation for as far as Apple goes is they are always kind of the spark for innovation, because they have enveloped so much of the tech market that if anyone wants to be able to be competitive towards Apple, they are going to either follow suit or do something that is similar to what Apple is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a very, very good thing. And USB-C. So for my Galaxy S21,
doesn't even know his own phone.
I'm tired, Arthur. For my S21, I got a Type-C to Type-C.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And so it's a similar thing where, they're trying to kind of make that push to USB-C power bricks and making it so that you can, use USB-C for more things.
Sure.
It's kind of annoying that Apple hasn't decided, I think we're just going to make it USB-C because we've had proprietary cables for as long as we've been a company.
I don't read enough about it, but I do watch a lot of things like podcasts and stuff, and tech. I watch tech YouTube. So I'm in the conversation, or I understand the conversation of it, but I guess I don't necessarily know like the legal logistic type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I do know, like the EU legislations are like really mad at Apple at the moment, and to the point where they might even ban Lightning connectors in the EU.
I did hear about that. Yeah. That's been a huge thing.
Which
lately.
would be nuts.
Yeah.
For Apple, So, and yeah, it does, like I said, it sounds very hypocritical for Apple to do this push when their phones don't even have it. Which leads me to believe maybe they do. Maybe the next phone might be USB-C. I doubt it, honestly. Like I said before, they'll probably make it an all portless phone at some point before they do USB-C. But
you never know, dude.
maybe it's just that the 12 and the 13 was already in the works, and it had the lightning connector and they just couldn't, change it. Who knows, because even Apple uses USB. Their iPad uses USB-C. Their Pro, I think the Air does, and their new iPad mini uses USB-C. So if they're trying to make this lightning connector ecosystem, which they did in the past, of course, why now I have to, if I'm an Apple only user and I have an iPhone and an iPad, I have to carry two connectors.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense for there to be a lightning cable at this point, like logistically. Or not even, I guess practically. Logistically, it would be more because they make more money, right?
Yeah.
I understand that. It's at the end of the day, business, marketing, what are you going to do? We're consumers, we can bitch and moan, but they're making, for everything, for any time I bitch and moan into a microphone, bars 3, dude. Oh my God, I'm on one right now. That's crazy. Every time we bitch and moan about it, Zach, they get more money because they get more exposure. Anytime we bitch and moan about it, every time we breathe, Zach, they make like 100K,
Yeah.
So us bitching and moan about it makes no difference because they're just going to keep doing what they want to do. It's how, and I'm not even talking about Apple at this point. I'm talking about like just corporate type shit, stuff that is above us, because we're pawns in the social economy of, or in this social game of Monopoly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I care about. I'm not one of those people. Don't worry. I'm not like I'm just a pawn, so I don't care about all that type of stuff. And fuck the big corporates. No, Jeff Bezos is pretty cool dude. Anyways,
dude, he just hung out in space.
Yeah, he just hung out in space, man. He has a cowboy hat. Who can hate a guy with a cowboy hat? Anyways, what am I trying to get at?
He was a space cowboy.
See you later, space cowboy. I think oh yeah, the connectors, the USB Type-C stuff. Yeah. It makes no sense for them to have Lightning and USB-C. But there's a reason. Apple does things for a reason,
I think, if I can interject.
Yes, please do.
I think that was kind of them baby stepping into their phones being USB-C.
Sure.
And I'll explain why. Because it all started with the MacBooks.
One thing.
It started with the MacBooks.
I don't know why. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
It doesn't really matter how long it's fine. It all started with the MacBooks, the MacBook Pro. It had a USB-C charger and all USB-C ports.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was pissed. And
the dongle. That's when the dongle scare or the dongle outrage happened. That's when it started.
The dongle apocalypse. And then they, like you said, they started doing it on the iPads.
Yeah.
And then I think incrementally they will start putting it in their phones and all of their stuff and things and stuff. Because, I mean, why the fuck would they put it in the iPads if they're not going to put it in the phones?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why would they put it in the MacBook if they're... If I have an iPhone, Zach, I have a MacBook. I mean, I don't, but that's because I'm just a different case because I just have fun with the iPad. But normal people have an iPhone. They have a MacBook.
It's and an iPad and an Apple Watch.
Okay, that's not what I'm getting at.
No, I know.
Usually they have a MacBook, right?
Right.
So now again, for that same scenario, they have to carry two connectors now, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
So now that makes sense. Or that doesn't. Not that it makes sense. Sorry, wrong wording. Now I'm starting to see where you're coming from. Yeah, maybe they are just baby stepping it because I believe their iPhones are their number one sellers.
Yeah.
If I'm not looking it up, but if I had to take a guess, it's probably their number one selling product.
Right.
For Apple. So if they change it to USB-C, they have to see what the market will how their I don't want to use the word fan base, but it is that, but how their customers, I suppose, will react.
Right.
Because probably all the 90% of them have never seen anything outside of an iPhone. So they're used to a lightning connector. What if they don't have an iPad? What if they don't have a MacBook?
Right.
All of a sudden, now they need to adopt USB-C.
And when they do decide to make that change, they will be able to have a little bit of context from the previous iterations of them introducing USB-C.
It's all for a reason.
And it's all for a reason. And, I think that the reason why they've stuck with it for so long on Lightning is just the sheer fact that if they go to USB-C, then how are they going to be able to moderate who does and doesn't buy proprietary Apple USB-C cables? Because with the Lightning connectors, that's their tech. That's something that they created, they innovated, they ended up refining to what it is now. Whereas USB-C has been developed by many different companies. It's been refined to the current iteration by a bunch of different people. So how are they going to be able to kind of step into the ring with companies like Samsung and LG, rest in peace, like all of these companies that have adopted USB-C and they've had it for a while, without them just kind of having to throw their hands up and be like, okay, well, there are some things that we are going to have to compromise. And it may be that we are not going to be able to puppy guard who does and doesn't buy cables from us.
Sure. And it makes sense because they sell their own cables,
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like I said, money. It's just money. It's how it is. And if you want to be sad about it, there's more to life. There's more to life than money. Yes, there is, but money is still pretty big in that life, in this game that we call life. It's just how that works. And it's not a bad thing. Economy is important.
Right.
It's not a bad thing. And it's because they make so much money that you don't have to worry about anything that your computer does because you own a MacBook and an iPhone and everything does it for you. We literally talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
We understand why you want to pay extra money to have things do the things that you want to do. This idea, the only way that's going to happen is if you pay money, Zach. The money episode, economy episode, politics. No.
Money makes the world go round.
It's just what it is, and that's okay. And it needs to happen. And if you're against that, well, go ahead to go somewhere else and see if you can haggle and trade and shit. Whatever. Do what you got to do. But
yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow for some people, because it's a lot of just like money makes the world go round. Obviously, companies like Apple are becoming not necessarily a monopoly, but they are just absolutely dominating the phone market. And so when you really sit down and think about it, it's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense why one of the world's largest phone manufacturers would want to, hold on to the Lightning connector for as long as possible, because, they've been, like I said before, they've been making proprietary cables for as long as they've been a company. Like, the original...
Oh, the fat one. Like the 20-pin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure even before that... No, yeah, the 20-pin was like the first one. And then they went from the 20-pin to the Lightning, and then, they've held on to it since like 2013 or some shit. I don't know.
I think so. It's... If they move to USB-C on their iPhone, what reaction would they get? That's tough because like they can lose a lot of their customer share. I don't know if share is the right word, but their customer base, their fan base, their loyalty, And it's just kind of.
But my question is, where would they go? Because everyone else is already using USB-C.
Yeah, I suppose. Because I think because someone can argue, like from the other spectrum, it's like, and to an extent, me as well. They should just do it because USB-C is just better on paper,
Yeah.
It is capable of more things, has a better pinout, is more durable, is faster, literally transfer speed wise, because Lightning is absurdly slow. It makes no sense for them not to on paper because USB-C is just better than Lightning.
Right.
But there's more to it than just paper specs. And you and I know that very well. There's more to it than just what's the specs of your computer, the specs of your camera. There's more to consider before you make such a choice. And, for us, that's the difference between a 6-core and 8-core processor. To Apple, that's the difference between like 1 billion and 10 billion.
Right.
dollars. You know, money. That's hard. That's a hard thing for them to just do.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what $1 billion looks like? I don't think anyone has ever seen that many zeros just in a row. Like, that's a lot of fucking money. And when you talk about something like Apple, you know, they're worth billions of dollars, and it's
billion,
just like,
right? It's not million. It's got to be billion, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
You know, you talk about like, oh, Apple is worth billions of dollars, but at the same time, you know, they
64 billion.
$64 billion.
Love that. All right.
There are 8 billion people on this planet. They could give every single person on this planet $8.
Wow. Crazy.
And they would still have $250 million. $280 million left over.
That.
What?
But they need to be this big stronghold of influence and money to push the market forward.
Right.
Don't know why I said it forward that way.
Forward.
Well, push it forward.
Forward.
Forward. Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It makes, I don't know, to me, like, you know what would be very interesting? Okay, here we go. When we have Jackson and Alec on the show again at some point, and I know we're going to do an education system episode. I don't know if this will be part of that episode, but I know that me and Jackson use iPhones and you and Alec uses Androids.
Oh, yeah.
I would be very interested to hear what they have to say specifically, because we know what we're going to say. We're both already playing. We play the neutral card. But I know Alec is very partial to his Android, and I've even talked to him before, and he's like not okay with Apple.
Yeah.
And Jackson doesn't know very much. He's just the consumer. He's the average Apple enjoyer.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So that would be a very interesting conversation to see with those two on the playing field. But
I feel like in that conversation, you and I would both kind of have to play referee.
Yeah, we would definitely have to play referee. 100%.
Just to make sure that, you know, no one starts throwing shit. Yeah, and I would say that, you know, since you and I have had this conversation so many different times, like, we both have a mutual understanding of where each other is coming from. And, you know, I'm a little bit more on the Android side of the fence, and you may be a little bit more on the Apple side of the fence as far as, you know, phones go, which is totally fine. But fuck you. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck yeah. No, fuck yeah.
But, you know, you take us where we are very close together in the grand scheme of things, as far as opinion goes, and then you take two people on the absolute opposite ends of the spectrum. That's going to be a fucking interesting conversation.
Yeah, I don't know if it goes in the school episode, but it needs to happen, I think. It'd be really funny.
I agree.
But it does paint the picture of just like the Apple versus Android wars. In the Apple side, they don't know anything about tech or anything about it at all. And Android, they know everything about tech. And there's a reason why they're so loyal to it. Usually, really, typically. I mean, it's not like my mom knows everything about tech or anything, but owns Android. But in the grand scheme of things, when you paint a picture of Apple versus Android, this is usually how it goes. Bunch of Apple people like, Android cameras, lamau, Twitter for Android, lamau. And then Android people were like, yeah, but the Snapdragon 888 is kind of fucking fire, you know?
Yeah.
It's funny how, wow, man, I would just love to see that in person. I would love to just have them go at it and see what happens. And they're good friends too. So they're not going to hold back punches, you know? It'd be very funny.
You know, I think just having the four of us in the same room talking into microphones would just be so interesting, just for the sheer fact that all of us know each other really well. All of us are good friends. and it would just be like the gloves are off.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just say a bunch of shit, and I'm honestly just really stoked to see that happen.
I think, I don't know, maybe it does turn into 2 episodes of those two, unless we can somehow fit that into the school episode, but I doubt it. But I don't know, something that'll be interesting. But
didn't we start this talking about like animation and anime and all that kind of shit?
We did, didn't we? But and then what did we move to?
I don't know.
We were talking about animation and stuff. So I'm about to win a bid right now. So you know the vibes.
On what?
On a monitor. A 144 hertz curved MSI monitor right now for under $100.
I'm sorry, fucking what?
Yeah, there's 9 minutes left, so you know the vibes. Don't mind me. I'm about to snipe. But speaking of which, recently I went on not Amazon, eBay. I think did I even tell you this yet?
Mm-mm.
I bought No Game No Life, volume 1 through 5.
You told me that you were going to buy them, or that you were thinking about
Yeah,
buying
because
them.
it was a good deal.
Because it was a good deal, but you didn't say that you actually pulled the trigger and bought them.
Yeah, I went for it. Because $40 for 5 volumes, that's just a good deal in it.
Yeah.
And you know what happens, Zach? Homie ships this, right? In that box over there. You know what he didn't do?
What?
He didn't put any packing in it. You know what happened to my books, Zach?
Huh.
They got fucked. Actually, only one of them got fucked.
Are they still there?
They're still there. You want to grab it? Yeah, sure. It's volume 5. Oh, no, they're in my room, though. Yeah. He's going to go grab them. Yeah, so
I just want to go look.
Go ahead. You can bring it if you want. It's volume 5. So, homie shipped me books. That's great. Fantastic. Because if you don't know, light novels are like kind of 12-ish, 15-ish dollars-ish, somewhere around there. Maybe like $10, $15, somewhere around that range if you were to buy it at Amazon or a bookstore. And if you go used, I found a No Game No Life collection that someone was selling on eBay, 1 through 5 for $40, which apparently it seemed to be $70, which is not the best price, I would say. But actually, I don't know. What's 5 times 15 again? Like 75? 5 times 15, is that like 75?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm great.
It doesn't look that bad.
Wait, was it volume 5? Let me see it. Wait, maybe it wasn't volume 5. What volume was it? Oh shit, it wasn't this one. Okay, Zach, you can go back and you can look through the volumes and you will see which one it is. Okay. It's on the pages. So, homie ships it without any packaging, no packet, no foam, no inserts, no what's it called? Air thingies, no expandability, nothing. So these books are just flailing everywhere, and the box isn't even fit. It's like a FedEx, or what is it? FedEx? I can't remember. No, USPS box, the white ones, right? And it's a big box, and there's no packing, and the box isn't even big enough to like hold it together. It was enough to hold it vertically like this, but not horizontally, if that makes sense. So it's just flailing around everywhere. And 4 of the books were fine. The reason why 4 of the books were fine is because one book sandwiched the other books, and what acted as the packing foam for the other 4 books. So the one book got destroyed. Yep. There it is, Zach. Look at it, Zach. It's absolutely tragic.
This just makes me sad.
Look at it. Show the people. Jesus. How do you even mess? So, okay, here's the thing now, Zach. I'm pretty sure I can get some sort of reimbursement in this because the way eBay works is that usually the buyer will always win any case, usually. Not saying that you should, as long as you don't, what's the word? Abuse that power.
Right.
You'll usually win your case. But I'm trying. I'm gonna email them back. Unfortunately, I've just been so busy I wasn't able to. So I'm going to now. Even today, I told you I was doing reminders and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I put a reminder and I said I was gonna send some emails to eBay and stuff after the shoot. But that's besides the point. What I assume happened, and that's okay. It's whatever. So whatever, it's fine. Mistakes happen. He was probably like one of the first times homies ever shipped something or dealt with this type of stuff. So he didn't know. Didn't put any packaging. He got a box from USPS. Maybe he got one. Maybe he had one lying around. Sure, this will work. Just pop it in. There you go. Ship it out. To me, it's common sense, but you never know. Maybe it's not. For someone who's never shipped something out before, who's never dealt. I mean, frankly, I've never dealt with packages before. The first time I've ever shipped anything out ever was like literally earlier this year for an Amazon return.
Yeah, I think the first time I ever shipped something out was I sold a lens.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to like sit down with my dad and like figure out like, okay, is this how this is supposed to go? And
the bubble wrap, man.
Yeah, the bubble wrap.
Dude, it was so funny. I got that package and the lens on the same day. So it was like the duality of men. I pull out the little box with my lens. It's like wrapped in 50 layers of bubble wrap. I'm like, what a fucking Chad. Let's go. Open the No Game No Life box, and it's just like I'm like,
can't always have the best luck.
But I'm not angry because for 4 books, $40, still not the greatest deal in the world, but not bad still, and I don't know. It's not enough. I would like some sort of reimbursement, but I don't know if eBay has a thing where he can reimburse me partial, because apparently it was $70 originally, and then he lowered it to $40. So I don't know if he's going to fight. Well, it was $40 before, and $40, or it was $70 before, and I lowered it. So now it's a lot cheaper. So frankly, I did you good. No, you didn't fucking ship it right. This is your fault. But I feel like he might play that card. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's a good guy. And I'm sure he probably is a good guy. I'm sure. So hopefully I can work it out. I'd like to speak with him, because the best way to handle these type of things is to handle it responsibly and to handle it calmly and, and not aggressively,
Yeah. And if you can figure out a way to just deal with it through the seller without having to get Papa eBay involved, if there's a way to do that, I would say do it that way. Like,
just PayPal me like $5 or something, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
That's fine. You don't have to PayPal me the full price of the book, just like $5 or something. I don't know. I'll keep the book too.
Yeah. And like I had something similar happen where I went to a restaurant and they accidentally ended up charging me, I think it was like double, like they accidentally double charged me.
That can happen. That happens a lot.
And I mean, shit happens, dude. It was a busy place and whatever. I mean, the only reason why I was even pressed about it is because, it was like $150.
Yeah.
They ended up charging me, $70 that I didn't get. So, I ended up talking through the management at this restaurant, and I tried to figure it out through them, and my dad the entire time was like, just go through our bank. And I was like, well, I mean, I wanted to make sure that they knew what happened, they knew what was wrong, and if there was a way to potentially, remedy a problem that was going on, then they can do that. And I wasn't really that pressed about it. And I was like, I even told them, I was like, hey, listen, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I just want to make sure that, this can get corrected at the end of the day. And I got my money back and everything was all hanky dory. And so, I wasn't really too worried about it. And if you go about it in a way to where it's not like you're just trying to be an asshole, like, give me my money back. You're able to look at it from the perspective of this very well could be just an honest mistake. Yeah. And, we are all human. We all make mistakes. Shit happens. And, just because you're on the business end of a fuck up, that doesn't mean that, you got to rip this person apart for it. And so, maybe it was just like, he was in a rush. He was on his way to work. He had to ship out this package so that you could get it when you wanted it. And, it could have been something as simple as that.
Yeah. It came pretty quick, like it only took a couple days. Came through like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do,
Right.
It's just how it goes. It's whatever.
Yeah. And yeah. it's kind of a hard thing to explain to some people, because there are some people out there who will just get way too emotionally invested in something like this, and they'll just get fucking pissed.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I mean, I work in customer service, Zach. Get that all the time. You know?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. It's mad annoying. But here's the thing, Zach, right? Oftentimes, I think I just want it. Let's see. All right, update. Let's go. I was fighting someone right now. We're outbidding each other. So I don't know if it was on camera, but we got it. Let's go.
How much?
Was a local pickup? Wait a minute.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Did I just fuck myself? Wait, was it a pickup? Wait, it didn't say that anywhere in the listing. Was it actually a pickup? Show pickup code. Oh fuck. Wait. Oh god. Oh god.
Wait, where was this package located?
Arizona.
Oh.
Wait,
no.
where does it say? Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Give me a sec. We're gonna live reading. Here we go. It doesn't say pickup any. Oh, it is a local pickup. Oh shit. Well, Okay. All right. I'm gonna contact them. Okay. Here we go. Let's do a live. Okay. So I didn't realize it was local pickup. Totally my fault. My bad. If there is a way to ship it to me, let me know, and here we go. This is responsible. Here we go. I will cover the shipping. If not, if there is a way to if there is a way to pass down the winning bid to the other party, or to the previously highest bidder,
do that.
Please do. Again, sorry for the inconvenience. My fault. Thanks. All right. See how I handled that?
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah. You're just like, I fucked up. That's my bad.
That's my bad.
If you can ship it to me, I will pay for it to be shipped to my dwelling. And if not, then you can pass it on to a guy who can actually go pick it up. Like, that's A1 sauce. Perfect. Done did good.
All right. And now we send it. Simple as that, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I didn't do, Zach? I didn't say, hey, fuck you. You piece of shit. Why can't you ship this to me?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Fuck you. It doesn't look like they have, yeah, they have the original box, so it'd be easy to ship. If anything, I'm pretty sure if it's just the box itself, it's enough padding in there, as long as it's correctly padded, just ship it right. Just go for it, I think. Because monitor boxing, if you ever buy a monitor, it's literally just the box. Like, it's not in another box usually. So I don't know. We'll see.
Isn't there usually styrofoam in there? Like a styrofoam mold?
there's a mold. Yeah. So as long as you put everything correctly, then it should hold itself through shipping. And hopefully homie shipping it realizes, like, it's literally not in the box. Oh, it's a monitor. Maybe I shouldn't just yeet this.
I don't know, man. I mean, if it's UPS, you never really know.
I know. It's sad to say that, but it's literally like imagine you buy like a TV, and it's literally like you need two people to hold this TV. It's a big TV, and it's so big, you know, and it's packaged so well that you don't need to put it in another box. It's just there. Homie's coming to ship it. Two guys. Is that it? All right, cool. 1, 2, 3, you know. Well, I imagine for something like that, that wouldn't happen. I imagine.
But I have seen some crazy shit.
I know.
And I
I've
did
seen
work
some
at a
really bad
warehouse, and I'm
things.
not going to tell you where it was. Yeah, and there was some crazy shit, man. Like,
I understand. I know,
dude,
It's like, come on.
there was. I'm pretty sure there was a time when I was there that we had to have like a cleanup crew come, and it was like hazmat levels of caution because.
Nice.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like a cleaning product or something that got spilled, but it just got everywhere. And we ended up having to repackage like 50 boxes because of it. And it was bad.
Yeah,
But yeah, dude, people be wilding sometimes.
they do.
Like,
I understand that, you know, that work. I mean, if you've worked in that warehouse as well, you know, I understand that the people that do these jobs, you know, it's very taxing. It's a lot of work and it's hard work, you know. I understand that. And to an extent, when I work, you know, I get the same idea, you know, it's a long day. I'm tired. I don't want to make any more shit. You know, I'm just like, oh God, please, customers stop coming. Might get a little lazy, you know. No, I wouldn't necessarily ruin the drink, of course. I would never do that. But, you know, I will get a little sloppy, you know, make a mess and stuff, you know. And it's like, I understand, but something as simple as like, look at this monitor. Look at this fragile thing. It's literally outside of a packaged box. I know it's a fragile thing now. Now I know it's not. I mean, before, you know, the things that I yeeted that had a fragile stamp don't yeet. I still yeeted, but this time I can physically see that it's something that if I yeet, it will break. So I have faith in humanity enough that someone is going to receive this package, and even if it's this person that normally yeets packages, they won't yeet this one. I have enough faith in humanity, and if that's out of the window and I get it, let's see, did they mention me back yet? I don't know. If it is out of the window, how to maybe see more? I don't know. I don't know where messages are. Oh, messages. Here we go. No, it's okay. Never mind. Maybe this doesn't ship out to me. That's great. But if it does ship out to me, I really hope that someone has the decency and at least the brain mechanism, the inner mechanisms of their mind is at least functioning to not yeet a fucking monitor. But you never know. Yeah. And if they do yeet it and I see it in my front doorstep and it's fricked, then, well, I guess the educational system episode is going to be very fun, isn't it? It'd be a very fun episode, I would say so myself.
Oh man. All right, dude. I'm very tired, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been a very interesting and chaotic episode, as all of our episodes are. We're both sitting in the bottom third of our shots.
No, I'm like still centered.
I'm
You're centered as well. There you go.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Things are in the description. Check it out in the description. Click on them. It's fun to do that. They open tabs and it's fun. It's great. If you click on it, it opens in a new tab. Try it out. It's cool.
Yeah.
And
you could see all my photographs, all of Arthur's tweets.
It's great.
About animes and whatnot. Yeah, we have a coffee link down below that you can click on to donate if you would like to. Obviously, completely optional. You know, Patreon.
Not there yet.
Might be a thing.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's going to be a couple weeks until this episode goes out. Sorry to timeline the episode again.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe by the time this episode goes up, they'll ship out iPhone 13s with the USB-C version. Who knows, Zach? Who knows? Nobody knows. Who knows? Okay.
Okay.
Later.